Mexico has elected its first female president. Claudia Sheinbaum's decisive victory also makes her Mexico's first Jewish president. The 61-year-old is a climate scientist who served as the mayor of Mexico City. Sheinbaum has promised to continue her predecessor's social welfare programs, including a universal pension for the elderly. She will begin her 6-year term on October 1st. Maya Averbuch joins us now. She's an economy and government reporter for Bloomberg News in their Mexico bureau. Maya, so good to see you. Thanks for being here. So can you walk us through the new president's background and what policies she's advocated for?
So Sheinbaum has been part of Morena for many years. She was part of the founding of the party and someone who's been very close to the current president, Andrés Manuel López Obrador. She's worked with him since the early 2000s when he himself was mayor. And she sort of rose through the ranks of local politics to become the Mexico City mayor, really focused on issues of security, on greening the city, on issues of education. And that launched her career within the party so that she could become the candidate and eventually win the election with a really huge margin.
And Mexico, of course, has struggled with both cartel crime and political violence. Has she made any public plans for combating violence in the country?
She's certainly talked about it as one of the issues that she's going to deal with in her government. She invested a lot in police in Mexico City and pushed for them to have more investigative capacities and has talked about bringing part of that strategy to the national level. She's also said she's going to move forward with working with the National Guard, which is a body that was created under AMLO, a partly militarized security body that has expanded across the country. And she wants to move forward with that as another part of her security strategy, knowing that it's going to be a really key part of how her government does and is a really key issue for Mexican voters who feel the consequences of it every day.
And obviously, this is a huge headline, electing their first woman president. But I think there would also be a lot of interest here in the U.S., of course, no matter who was elected, because of U.S.-Mexico relations and how important they are. What kind of impact could she have on this relationship?
I think she's looking really closely to see what the U.S. government is going to look like by the end of this year, and that will determine a lot of what these two countries' relationship will be in terms of trade, in terms of collaboration on security issues. The current president, AMLO, has had a cordial relationship with Biden, and in some ways an even more positive relation with Trump, surprisingly. And she has said that she would be on good terms with any U.S. leader. But obviously the relationship would be very different. The two countries also have to take another look at the free trade agreement along with Canada. They're going to have a review of that. And so a lot hangs in the balance, both for Mexico's economy as a country that exports a ton of goods every year to the U.S. And in terms of how much the U.S. government will also try to put pressure on Mexico with issues like immigration and security that have become really key in this U.S. election cycle.
Yeah, defining issues in this election. Well, a historic one in Mexico, and we'll all be staying tuned to what happens here as well. Maya, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having me.